guys, I've been asked by quite a few people since I've been doing my videos on how I actually capture the videos I'm doing, especially around the, obviously sort of, I think you would call it third person view, where you're following the motorcycle or what have you. So I thought the easy thing is to share my setup. So the purpose of the video is to show you the equipment I use, the software I use, the process I go through, and how to edit and use transitions and things. So the core piece of kit is actually this Insta360 camera, and it's got a lens on obviously both sides, and it's really clever that the way it works is it can see all the way around, but it just magically makes the stick it's on disappear. Now it has got lens covers on it because I've seen so many online where people have gone oopsie and they've actually either dropped it or it's fallen off the bike, and obviously once you've smashed or scratched the main lenses, it's broken. So this is insured. I did insure it when I bought it quite cheaply, because I think I got it through Amazon purely because they did a cheap insurance. So that's the main bit of kit, and then what happens is that goes on a stick, so this extendable stick. And then the stick, as you can see, extends to whatever length you want. It is actually quite sturdy when it's on the bike. I've got two of these because Insta did send me another one, because although I've glued it back together, this did come undone here. So it's a bit flawed. But yeah, so once it's on the stick, it can either go on a bracket that will fit on the bike, or, you know, I've got various ones of those, or it can go on my helmet. So I've got these little ones, and obviously just to get all different angles. So if I stick that on here, then obviously that can clip on the top of the helmet, or I've got one on the side of the helmet. The thing I use most is this body belt, so the stick just straps into there, and I put that on my back, and obviously it's all adjustable. Strap it at like a weightlifter's belt, and yeah, it just hangs off the back of me and it looks down on me and the bike. So that's the core kit. A few accessories I've also added to my set. Obviously I've got loads of these things, stick more clips to stick these little ones on wherever you want. I've also got one in the car because I use a similar setup as like a dash cam. And accessories I've bought with it, I did buy this little mic attachment to try and get the sound, but this isn't so good because obviously it clips on the side of this unit, and then you plug a mic in, and I found it a bit problematic. Obviously you need a wire then, and I haven't sort of set the wire up, you know, taped it all up or anything, and I found that it dragged this out a little bit. It wasn't very good anyway, so I tend not to use that little unit. I've got a spare battery because after one trip you need to worry about obviously using all the battery up, although this is a really handy accessory. I put this on my handlebars, and essentially you press this button when you want to start and stop recording. This will actually turn the camera on and off, which is a bit fiddly going along. So normally I just turn it all on so it's on but not recording, and just press this as I go. And then when I get to my destination, I do a charge with a battery, you know, a portable battery pack, and then I'm ready to go again. And then finally, to try and get the sound, because obviously moving along at speed, sound is a real issue. So I'm at the moment still sort of investigating that. And at the moment I literally put this little microphone into a telephone, and I just start it up when I set off, and it just records the whole day. Massive SIM card in here, or whatever you call it, SD card, and then I have to map that sound to the video, which is tricky and time consuming, but I haven't come up with a better idea yet. And then finally I did buy this, which is I think a professional Zoom H4n recorder, but again it's I can't remember exactly the issue with this. I think it kept turning off, or it had a limited span of I put the biggest card you can put in it, but it wasn't that successful, so that's sort of retired to the cupboard at the moment, but I might give it another go. Might put it under the seat. So that's the kit. So let's go outside and we'll just have a look at the bike and how that setup works. Okay, so just sort of show you on the bike. So with the fairing off, I used to put this clamp on my fairing braces here, but with the fairing on I am really limited. Obviously it can't go anywhere where the handlebars are going to move. Probably could go on this bit here, but I haven't tried it. So the only place I've ever put it is if we come around here, I have got on the RG, I don't know if you can see that, but I've got this little bar at the back here, so I normally just attach it there behind the indicator. I think that's the only place I've ever put it, and obviously when you've got the stick on there you can angle it down, up, wherever you want, but I'm not overly keen on that, to be fair. So I like to have it on my back, because then I know it's not interfering with the bike. I don't know, I just feel that it won't fall off, whereas this although it's really robust, I'm not overly trusting it. And also the angles it gives could be interesting, but they're obviously going to be quite low shots, or I don't know, you could get it to stick out the back. I'm going to try that, but overall I go with it on my back. Okay, so just to give you a quick idea of how this works, so with the remote, if I just turn it on, so once you've turned it on, it's got a little interactive front screen. You can see I've got a massive card in there, so it's 12 hours and 20 minutes of recording. And then if I go over to my dashboard and press this to come on, it comes on, and then if you press it again, oh there, it actually saw it instantly. It doesn't usually do that. It's actually recording already. There we go. So yeah, normally it doesn't connect that quick, so that's interesting. And as you see now, this is recording, and that's recording literally 360 degrees. So so that's how it works. And then when I want to stop, I just press obviously on that button, and it's stopped, and it says I've still got 12 hours 20 minutes. Yeah, so it's really cool. So now we'll move on to what the next step in the process. So obviously you get all your video, get your audio, and you come home after your ride, and then into the onto the computer. Okay, so now I have turned the Insta360 camera on. I've plugged it into my Mac, and I've opened the Insta360 Studio, and it automatically comes up saying, do you want to import? So I'll just say import all. Got 46 files. Not too bad on the load. Okay, it always comes up with this you can use Premiere Pro if you want, which I have got, but I do just prefer this package. It just seems a little bit easier. So what you've got, quick rundown. This is what's on the card. So as you see, I've got a video here already, and you can just play it, or you can literally just turn it round. And so that stick, if you can't see it, it would be on my back there. I don't know if you can see that there, but just below my arm is a belt, and it's sticking straight out up in the air. And it's magic because you can't see the stick, and it just means I can just look around wherever I want, and then once I've got the angle I want, I can just set what you call a keyframe, which is this little button over here. I've already got one here, and then I just play it, and then if I want to move it, I just add another keyframe. Can set it up with different settings and zoom and tilt, and I can move it about if I want. So if I go back to the start, it should turn. I'll go back to the start again. It should be there. So if it starts here, and by the time it gets there, it'll turn round. And there you go. And so all the videos I've done. So if we look at this one, I would imagine. So this one, you see, it's got all the keyframes throughout it. So I don't know. Let's go back here, see what's happening. You get the idea anyway. And then you just press export, and that'll export a file that I then import into Premiere Pro. So let's go and have a look at that. So if I close this down, let's see, close that, and then open Premiere Pro. Now you can use any package. A good one is DaVinci, which is free, but since I've got Premiere Pro, might as well use it. Now as you can see, it's a big old package, so it takes quite a long time to open. That's one of the reasons I don't use it as the primary. It's just like it won't run this and Insta at the same time. Okay, so we're into this package now. So if I go to the Sammy Miller video, I'm assuming I've still got all the source files. Okay, took forever. As you can see, I've just got some text that I've put on the screen with the, you've got text layer up here to add text. I just added that logo in. The music, so you just basically, you import, you've got an import here, you just import it from wherever, off your hard drive, and then you go into edit mode, and the music I get off YouTube audio library, and then in here I simply just run it. This is the audio that I've got from my phone, and I've managed to pick a moment in time where maybe the engine revved, or I stopped, or I spoke or something. I don't know how I link it up, to be honest. I just work it out. I think it's when it stops. If I stop the engine or start the engine, I can work out where it goes, and then I link that up. So this is what I'm saying, and then I cut the audio out from the actual camera. Sometimes I don't, sometimes I use it, but in this one it's been cut out, so I'm using the extra audio, and then I just add transitions, which I usually add the dissolve, cross dissolve, and you just add them in between each video clip, and you just use C to cut, and just cut stuff out as you go. And then, as you see, there's a little transition there.
I would like just to say
so that's got a transition. And then if I use an effect, which is I usually use a Gaussian blur, throw that onto an item, and then it will give you the opportunity to add a little circle to take out anything you want to blur, like number plates and things. So that's it, really. Yeah, so and then you just export that. So obviously just export the whole thing and then upload it into YouTube. So that's it. So I thought I would show you how to actually do the videoing of this video. So if I've just set up a project using Insta, and if I just go and find my files, so if I go into Insta shooting, it's just those files. So if I import those, and then this is the video I'm going to actually, a bit weird, I'm going to obviously post this to you. So I would go through here and just make sure that everything's cool, cut out anything that I didn't like, and then if I just put a video, what do I want? I want a transition, so I'm just going to throw a transition in here. In fact, there's a quick way of doing it. If you grab everything and you've got it on the dissolve, you can just Command D and it will add all the transitions in. And then if I just zoom in here, I can see the transition. And obviously you can edit all the volume and stuff from in here. So let's just see if I got that transition. The software I use, the process I go through. So we'll just have a look at the bike and how that setup works. Okay, so you saw that transition there. So that's cool. Might mess about with the sound a little bit because it's a little bit echoey on that mic I used. And then I would just probably, if I zoom out a second, I'll probably move all that along a bit. And then if I go over to my downloads, I know at the bottom here I got some music, and I'll just throw that on the timeline, and then I could use that. So if I move that out the way and then just copy that there, hang on, I'll copy it here. And then I'll take the sound off of that, unlink the sound and delete the sound. And then if I extend that to audio, well, it's as long as it'll go. So actually how long is it? Looks like quite long. So don't want it that long. Let's zoom in. Go to the end. And then I'll stick a audio transition on there. So throw an audio transition on to fade in, and again if I zoom into that I can make it as long as I want. So let's see what that's like. So that fades in. And then if I wanted, I could just put some text over the top, new layer, text. I don't know, say using the, I don't know, how to capture video when on your bike, maybe. And then I can scale that down a bit, change the font, give it a different, you know, an outline, stick a background on it if I wanted, and then align it up. So drag that to the start, give that a cross fade in and out. Oops. Let's see how that goes. Far too long, obviously, so let's grab those two and scoot them down. Put them about there, and what I'll do is on that video there, because it's a bit boring, I'll just do a zoom. So if I select just that video and go to effect controls, I can put what we call keyframes into this. So at the start, I put a scale and a position, and then you can move them about first. So that's all right at the start. So I put them right at the start of the clip, and then at the end, come back in a touch, give us another couple of keyframes, and I'll just scale it in a bit, and then I'll move it over a bit like that. So then it, if I play that, I think that's what you call is that a Burns effect? Can't remember now. Burns effect, was it? I can't remember. So that's and then just join that back together with the other video. To select all that and join it back together. And I always like to actually see, because it gives you a little icon when it's kissing it. There you go. And then I would extend that and put a little fade on there. Don't know what's going on there. Hang on. There we go. And just bring that down. Stick it on there. See how that is. Okay, guys. So it's a bit late. So grab that and bring that in about there. And obviously, I'd time that up properly. Okay, guys. I've been asked by quite a few people. And that's it. So yeah, I hope that's been useful. Any other questions, let me know, and I can show you.